The Witch Creek Fire began about 12:30 in the East County, and based upon its progression, we thought it might hit the city of San Diego about 4 or 5 in the morning. And that's when really the battle was going to begin.
One thing that marked the Cedar Fire in 2003 and the Witch and the Harris and all the other fires that burned in 2007 was this incredible wind that really pushed the flames quickly.
What we saw in 2007 was sustained winds of 45 miles and gusts in excess of 60 miles per hour. So not only did that move the Witch Creek Fire very quickly, and we thought it might hit us about 4 o'clock in the morning in the San Pasqual Valley, but at about 2 o'clock in the morning, a completely different fire called the Guajillo Fire began in the San Pasqual Valley, and that created its own set of difficulties for everyone.
It wasn't very long after those two fires came together that they burned into Rancho Bernardo. What happened there?
Yeah, Guajillo was actually the very first to reach Rancho Bernardo. We had positions in place. We deployed them as early as 10 p.m. We were making a lot of evacuations. We ultimately evacuated 200,000 people, which, kudos to our law enforcement partners who made that happen. San Diego PD did a fantastic job in evacuating people. But we were outgunned at that point. At 2 o'clock in the morning, I made a request for 50 fire engines through the state mutual aid system and was informed that there were none available. We would receive 0 as a result. I made a similar request at 4 o'clock in the morning. I got the same answer.
That Monday and Tuesday of that week when the head of the fire had basically stopped in Rancho Bernardo and you had a chance to go into that neighborhood, what were you feeling?
I did the first drive-through on my own. I'd been in the command post, I think, for 26 hours straight with the first run that I was there. Finally got a chance, I think, toward the end of the second day to get out. And I was just really taken aback by the number of homes we had lost. And we hadn't yet repatriated those communities yet. We hadn't repopulated them. But I got out another day after that, and when we had done that, and I ran across so many people that were grateful for what we had done. And I would talk with them and engage with them and get back in my car, and tears would begin to flow because I felt, to some degree, a sense of defeat that we hadn't done as much as I had hoped we could do for them. And they lost everything, yet they were so grateful for the efforts the firefighters put out. They had signs. The firefighters that were coming through were being given, drinks and baked goods and things. It was just absolutely incredible. But I had a heavy heart going through there.
A lot of devastation. Homes burned to the foundation. Many on some cul-de-sacs.
Yes.
And then occasionally you would see a home standing. Random.
Some of it made sense to me. I could look at it and say, I know why that one. The folks there did a great job of providing defensible space. They'd hardened their home by the construction features of that particular home. And other ones, even with all the training that I've had, I looked at it and I said, there really is no rhyme or reason. I cannot pinpoint why this particular home survived while the others did not.
What did we learn from the Witch Creek Fire? It's been 10 years now since we've had an equivalent firestorm situation, thank goodness. But what do we learn from that we'll be able to use when that situation happens again?
The weather patterns in Southern California are such that the fires begin to the north of us and they start to consume resources in the mutual aid system. And by the time the weather pattern reaches San Diego and we're asking for help, you get that, I don't have anything to send you, I'm sorry.
Retired San Diego Fire Chief Javier Mainer. Javier, thank you.
Thank you so much, Erik.